Oh, we've started. Hello, dear viewer. It's 6 o'clock in the morning in Edmonton. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Madrid. And it's midnight on Wake Island. And here we are finding ourselves on Wednesday, the 30th of the number September 2020. And quite a few stories overnight, so I'll probably have nothing to post tomorrow. But before I start, let's first talk about something which I find myself getting more and more annoyed about. And what am I getting more annoyed about? I'm getting more annoyed about the persecution of those two lads in New Zealand by the New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority. 14-year-old lads who have developed pretty impressive model airplanes, if you will, or RPAS, set them out to be drones, design them, cut foam, all the good things, all the good engineering things they've done. And now they're being investigated by the New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority. So Bruce, thankfully, is on the case, and we spoke about it last night in our Drone and Sundry weekly drone stuff this week, chat of nonsense. And as we did our chats, if you're familiar with Bruce's relationship with the New Zealand CAA, so he's on that case and wants to have a word to their Prime Minister about that. A previous thing he'd done, he'd flown a tiny drone and invited his 200, nearly 300, 400,000 viewers to complain about the video made to the New Zealand CAA. And the New Zealand CAA has taken in those complaints, and as we were on air last night, people around the world started receiving emails saying, we have taken note of your complaint against Bruce Simpson, blah 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 blah, whatever, and we're looking into it, don't worry. But what they'd also done, the New Zealand CAA, they'd replied leaving everybody's email addresses in the clear. So everyone that sent a complaint in has been sent an email with hundreds of other email addresses in it. So a clear data protection breach there. And they really obviously need to pull themselves towards themselves over there and need to start having to work in the real world rather than the elevated world of aviation. Where we have sky gods, and that plainly they are the gods of sky gods there. Remember, normally civil aviation authorities, people, if you're a manned aviation pilot, you really tiptoe around them because you have to, because at the swipe of a pen, they can remove your license and that's your livelihood gone. Not quite the same for model aircraft and RPAS operators, perhaps commercial RPAS operators. So that's really getting my goat. And that little rant says, please watch Bruce's video. Please watch XJet and RC Model Review videos on this topic and watch our chat last night if you will. Anyway, let's go to the news. I was just spent 4 minutes ranting, haven't I? Here we go. Quite a few stories here. SkyGrid launches all-in-one drone app to automate every phase of flight. You're going to see a lot of that, and there's more than one of those. Flight-based in India are looking for a systems engineer. This is a good one, a big one, if it all comes through. Sabre Wing announces $600 million in orders, and that's for 102 of their Sabre Wing Rigel B unmanned heavy lift aircraft. I don't think they've actually flown a full-size one yet, so that's quite an order out of the gate, isn't it? Zipline systems engineer, fantastic company that look really good on anybody's CV in the drone world. If you go through Zipline, I think your CVs for future work thereafter would be very well looked after or looked at. Improve your UAV LiDAR survey accuracy, route seeing, ground control targets. We'll see lots of that sort of thing, don't we? Another pod on the MQ-9. They're wanting to sell those everywhere, aren't they? There's been a huge rush on MQ-9 stuff. Probably since a slight dropping of ITAR restrictions in regards to certain parts of that. This next one, really interesting. AeroVironment teams up with Robotic Skies. Now, Robotic Skies, if you don't know who they are, basically run maintenance contracts and for fleets of drones. And you sign up for it, and that's that sorted. Your service plan sorted. So really, really, really clever thing to do, isn't it? You don't build the things, you maintain them, and everybody needs certified maintenance in our world. So that was a really clever niche to go to in this market, and just about all the major players are there using Robotic Skies. Azure Drones, drone in the box solution out of France. They've employed someone new. And lastly, European and North American drone show experts partner to advanced wow effect solutions for skier resorts. So that's just big formations of drones doing their thing in ski resorts. But swarms and all the technology that people seem to lust after and some don't believe exist, it's already in ArduPilot and Mission Planner. If you want to do that sort of thing, you just need something like lots of RGBs. So that's the news. That's a wrap of the news on today, Wednesday, the 30th of September in 2020. Thanks very much to Yangda yet again for your support and for all our other advertisers. I'll see you again tomorrow, a little bit later, teaching tomorrow. So it'll probably be 3 or 3:30 tomorrow, which is 1 or 1:30 GMT. Wear a mask, wash your hands, be safe. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.